Hey there, YouTube. What's up? This is Fragments of Memory, your friendly neighborhood armchair philosopher. I've been looking at YouTube vids because I like YouTube and I do like it and how it works and operates. But anyway, I want to talk about the broke man's argument or the poor man's argument. Now, you know the YouTuber Sergeant Willie P. I sometimes watch his vids, and he speaks of how a man without any resources tries to present other aspects of himself for his promotion with the ladies. He talks about his fidelity. I'm a guy that's faithful and loyal to my woman. Or their religious piety. I'm a religious guy. I have the twinkle of white Jesus, as he would put it. Or I believe in Allah, or I believe in some God. Others appeal to morality, like, hey, I'm a moral guy, I'm a good guy, I'm not one of those bad guys. Then some brothers, hey, I'm intelligent. Ladies love intelligence, right? And even on the other side of that, you got Mumia Obsidian Ali, aka Mr. Obsidian. He speaks of a lot of brothers who are quick to holler. And this is something he says is exclusive to the black community. And I have heard this more so in the so-called black community than I have in any others. And that is the gold digger. Like a woman wants a guy with resources, money, whatever, and the dude is first to scream gold digger. And of course, he pointed out that when it came to things like the pickup artist things or the dating coach things, a lot of times you don't see black men involved in them. They're not spending money on those things. He even went as far to talk about how even prostitutes don't have black clients because black men, as a general rule, don't spend money like that. He even made a statistic. I mean, I'd have to research this, but he says black men as a whole are statistically making below $250,000, which is $250,000. So those brothers that aren't making money, like I'm one of them brothers, is not making that kind of money. I'm sort of relegated to undesirability just from the argument of having no resources. Now, I can kind of see where these two brothers are operating and how they're operating. A lot of times within the so-called black community collective, excuse me here, brothers rely on, when they try to get the lady, they rely on the gift of gab, or his swagger, his personality. Or push comes to shove, if he gets somewhere with the lady, it's the skills in the bedroom. And of course, the term tricking gets thrown around a lot. And it's something interesting that I find that Mumia Obsidian Ali talks about is how he's not saying, we really don't know what gold digging is because we ain't got no gold. I think it's more of the attitude of nickel and diamond. Because we start to realize, we don't have the resources, we don't have the money. So of course, every little nickel and dime adds up. So when the ladies come into us requesting things and we go, dang, she want that, she want that, she want that. So we see the bills piling up and we don't have the loot in which to operate with that lady's desires. And of course, this tends to come to something called goalpost moving. Since I cannot be this thing or do not meet this standard or don't measure up, I have to try to appeal to other things like my sexuality or my morality or my religiosity. Now, this is the arguments that they present. And I see a lot of validity in that. I see a lot of validity in that because ultimately, money and resources do give you access. Now, this isn't me saying that I'm down with people being evil people, but as long as you have money, you can be okay. No, I'm not saying that. Because I still believe in things like having character and loyalty and fidelity and having your religious piety. I believe in those things, but I understand that to operate in this society, to play by the rules of the game, to operate within the context of the social contract which each of us signed the moment we were expelled from our mother's wombs. Money and resources give you access to things, quality of life, healthcare, experiences, travel, education, better types of food. And you don't have to worry about certain elements being in your area simply because you have the money to move away from that type of those type of folks. Now, there's a saying that I once heard a lot in the Fahami Temple when I was back in the Fahami movement, which is prayer is the key to the heavenly kingdom. Let me say that again. Prayer is the key to the heavenly kingdom. Money to that of the earthly one. So yeah, prayer is wonderful, prayer is great, but what he's saying is you got to have money to operate in this earthly kingdom. And in a sense, when we do try to appeal to our morality or our fidelity or whatever, it's like giving ourselves a consolation prize because maybe, hey, I wasn't able to get that big money, but hey, I got this over here. And there's something that is prevalent within the black community, and I've seen it and observed it in myself and amongst others, that even YouTubers such as Styles or Obsidian, and even the founder of Fahami, there's no YouTube video for the founder of Fahami, but basically Styles called it a scarcity mentality. Obsidian, the welfare mind state. Basically, I'm waiting for someone else to subsidize my life and not take responsibility for myself. Now, he's more conservative, don't get it twisted. I'm not necessarily co-signing everything he says, but he does make an excellent point that yes, we think that to be black is to be poor and to be in the struggle forever. Like, we can't have nothing nice. We just got to be struggling for the rest of our existence and the rest of our days. That seems to be what it means to be black. Or that's how we view being black, quote unquote. So my first question would be, how do we get rid of the welfare mind state? And then how do we generate the wealth for ourselves so we're not screaming gold digger every time a woman asks us for $5 or something like that? You know, that's just something I think about. And I mean collectively. Yes, there is racism. Yes, there is white supremacy and white entitlement and all forms of disenfranchisement. But what helps us? What can we as individuals do, and then what can we as a collective do? So but it was just interesting. So those guys were right on the money in that respect. Where since I can't meet that standard, I want you to change it or lower it for me so I can meet it. Because as they say, you get what you pay for. So sometimes, if I don't have the right funds, I might not be able to rub elbows with certain folks. I may not be able to go to certain places because I won't be able to afford it. I won't be able to live in certain places. Thereby I gotta go where I fit in. You gotta get in where you fit in, as they say. So if all I've got is food service worker wages, I'm gonna live in a food service worker neighborhood. And that may not be the best thing in the world. Well, I'm just giving my 2 cents on the topic. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, or hell, make a response video and you know, get a fragments of memory on the side of it or something like that. Take care.